about it. Host of MSNBC's Politics Nation and president of the National Action Network, Reverend Al Sharpton, is with us. Good to have you.
Good morning.
On board. My goodness, it is challenging enough to present sweeping changes to the healthcare system when many Americans are so worried about their coverage. But some Republicans are certainly not helping sell the new plan. Representative Jason Chaffetz suggested that low-income Americans may need to make a choice between purchasing health care and buying an iPhone.
Americans have choices, and they've got to make a choice. And so maybe rather than getting that new iPhone that they just love and they want to go spend hundreds of dollars on that, maybe they should invest in their own health care. They've got to make those decisions themselves.
The chairman of the House Oversight Committee's comments was met with immediate uproar, which it should have been. Many accusing the Utah representative of being insensitive to the high cost of health care. On the lives of people who earn lower incomes, California Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom tweeted this out. The cost of an iPhone, $399. The cost of health care for 1 year, $10,345. Hearing Jason Chaffetz compare the two as if they're the same, priceless. Chaffetz's letter sought to clarify his comments.
Maybe I didn't say it as smoothly as I possibly could, but people need to make a conscious choice, and I believe in self-reliance, and they're going to have to make those decisions. We want people to have access to an affordable health care product.
And then there was Republican Congressman Roger Marshall of Kansas who told a reporter this, quote, "It's just like Jesus said, the poor will always be with us. There's a group of people who just don't want health care and aren't going to take care of themselves." He continued, "Just like homeless people, I think just morally, spiritually, socially, some people don't want health care. The Medicaid population, which is on a free credit card as a group, do probably the least preventative medicine in taking care of themselves.
Oh, Mike, just stop.
Exercise." I've got to stop. Al Sharpton, yesterday I was, and I am again today, I'm absolutely floored by this. For somebody to talk about Jesus and the poor that way is a complete twisting of everything that the gospel is about. Everything. I don't care. I mean, read the gospel. Read the Sermon on the Mount. Read Matthew 25, the sheep and the goat. I mean, Jesus was pretty clear. I'm going to separate the goats from the sheep, those who are going to be with me in heaven, those who are not going to be with the kingdom in heaven. And so much of it comes down to, how do you treat the least among me? If you didn't feed me, if you didn't give me water, then you were turning me away.
No, that was the mandate of Jesus.
That was the heart of the gospel.
That was the mandate.
Matthew 25.
I mean, did they ever hear of the Good Samaritan? I mean, the whole story was the guy that would stop and help the poor when people of the same religion, the same creed wouldn't. Did they ever hear when Jesus told the rich man, sell all you have and give it to the poor? This selective use of compassion and telling people that are down, like you're responsible for being down, that's your fault, rather than, why don't you just get up, or do something else.
You and I can disagree on how to best serve the poor, and we have. I believe in more free market approaches. You believe maybe in more governmental approaches. But at the end of the day, the goal, if you're a Christian, I'm just going to say it, and if you have read the Gospels, it can't be clearer. I read a Jesuit publication yesterday talking about Jesus could not have been clearer. Just look at all the red line. It's all about, having faith in Jesus, and then Jesus says, go out and help the least among.
Which was the mandate. But if you look at people who are concerned about their health, their grandmother's health, poor people working for every day, and on the day that you unravel or unfold to the public a health care plan, you have a member of Congress who chairs an important committee saying, oh, maybe you just shouldn't buy your iPhone. What are you saying to the American people? I mean, first of all, it's not only not comparative money-wise, it is the most insensitive kind of message you could send to people that are absolutely frightened that they cannot survive during these times.
Mika, I remember sitting in college and hearing a guy in college class saying, anybody that wants a job can get a job. It was this sort of same attitude. And I sat there thinking about the year and a half. My father played by all the rules, worked his ass off his entire life, got a great job at Lockheed, loved it. 71, 72, I think it was, got laid off.
Yep.
There was a recession. There were some problems with Lockheed. Their stock went from 63 to 3. We spent the next 18 months driving around towns all across the Southeast trying to find a job for my dad. So when people say you can get a job, it is so ignorant. And it's just, how could that guy be in Congress? How could he be representing people by being that isolated from reality?
I would say that we're asking that question from the top down now. And I think the level of the conversation has been opened up to a new low. Because
I agree. I think one of the things that, as you just stated, you and I don't agree on approaches all the time. But you and I ought to do a bipartisan duo for this administration. We need to teach them Bible class. I'd be willing to go with you because they don't understand what a refugee is. When I said Jesus was that, they don't understand. To the poor, and then I'd like to also teach a little black history to Miss DeVos and to Secretary Carson. So we should do a little tour.
You know what? You know the first book that we're going to study.
What?